championships was for your career, but to get 2 of them in the same season with the caliber of competition you were matched against, I mean, that has to be quite a feather in your cap.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're getting up there, and I don't think there's too many more. Yeah, it was an awesome season. 2 championships in 1 year is pretty great.
It seemed as though, at least early on in the season, you were able to find success almost immediately in extended distance competition, but seemed to struggle somewhat in regular 30-lap features at Sunset. Is that something that gave you a lot of problems?
Oh yeah, we struggled with that car on short races. It just didn't come in till lap 30, and that's when it wanted to start to go. And the bigger races, it stayed green. The longer they stayed green, the better the car got.
With the MRA Pro Series, it was an interesting rule book that combined traditional pro late model cars with limited late models as well to sort of get an interesting blend in the field. And there were a couple of events that you came out and absolutely dominated and had a lot of people sort of scratching their heads as to how you were able to do so. What do you feel aided you in such a phenomenal performance in the first 2 rounds of the MRA Pro Series?
We just cheated better than everybody else.
I don't even have a follow-up for that. Okay, cool. Cheated. I don't even, okay, all right, cool. So there you go. Mark it down in your iPhones. That's what you have to do.
I mean, that's what they've said all these years, right? I mean, they keep changing the rules. Made rules, we beat them. They changed the rules again. Mike and I are walking, and like, what are they going to change next? And we couldn't figure it out, but they kept adding different rules every time. Mike and I'd still dominate, and so obviously that's what we must have been doing.
Now, with the way that the limited late model rulebook seems to be changing, do you think that the day is coming where we might see the limited late and pro late model classes eventually merged?
Yeah, I think the limited late models in another year will be pro late models. It's just the revolution. It's the way it goes every 5-6 years. That's what happens, and we'll now become. They'll change the name again. The promoters will now become the pro late models in a couple of more years, and Super Street will become the limited. That's just the way the nature of the beast.
Now, you ended your 2011 season in a bad way. You had a destroyed race car. You had a destroyed body for all intents and purposes. I know you were banged up for a long time. Was there any moment when you were laid up immediately after the season where you were thinking that you might be done?
Yeah, probably when I was sitting in an interview on the Tuesday morning for a new job and I had a broken hand. I thought, man, I gotta either work for a living or give this racing up or do something, but it healed and I feel great. I'm working on the cars again.
Obviously, you've reached your 30 championships. You had sort of hinted towards the end of the season at Sunset that it would be the last time we see you compete full-time for a weekly title. Has that changed at all?